today's interaction with Gautam. Gautam got selected in SPJIMR and he cracked that interview. In this series, as you know, we have interaction with people who have got through top P schools. And from their interview experience, you can learn a lot. So let's welcome Gautam. Gautam, welcome and heartiest congratulations for your selection.
Thank you so much, sir.
So, how are you feeling after getting selected?
So, I'm feeling amazing because it's one of the best P schools I could get into, and this is one of the best experience I'll enjoy through my 2 years journey.
Great.
So, I'm feeling amazing.
First, let's know about you because there are interviews. Interviews are based on profiles. So,
yes.
First, tell your profile.
Okay, sir. So, my name is Gautam Chhajed. I was born and brought up in Indore, Madhya Pradesh. I did my schooling from Indore itself. After that, I went to CH University, Bangalore for my Bachelor's in Business Administration, wherein I pursued multiple programs like my specialization was entrepreneurship and BBA. After my undergraduation, I have a work experience of close to 32 months till date, and it was in 3 different companies, starting with cloud-based kitchen, 𝗪𝗲𝗀, then moving to Dine Out, which was acquired by Swiggy. So I moved to Swiggy and I was working lastly at a restaurant hotel based in Indore. I was handling their marketing. So throughout my 32 months of journey, I was looking after marketing, and that field was interesting for my personality, for me. So
you intend to pursue your MBA in marketing also?
Exactly, sir.
Okay. Great.
So my SPJIMR PGDM specialization is in marketing itself.
Okay.
So
and what about your percentages in 10th, 12th and your undergrad?
So I believe this was a factor which hit me pretty hard throughout my MBA journey. Not exactly MBA journey, pursuing MBA journey. So my 10th percentage was 78%, 12th was 77.9%, and my undergraduation CGPA was 3.28 out of 4.
Okay.
So that was my percentage.
Okay.
Yes.
So you believe this was one of the disadvantages, but you were able to cover it up.
Exactly.
So how important is interview preparation when you know there are certain disadvantages you have to cover?
So I believe interview preparation plays a major role, because even after having those disadvantages, how you can turn around the table by highlighting your advantage or highlighting what you are good at. That is where interview preparation really helps a lot, because no one is a perfect kid, no one has everything sorted out. So there are things that needs to be maybe refined at. That's where interview preparation really helps.
Okay.
And it's not easy to crack an interview experience. It's not a normal conversation to go through an interview
You're
experience.
truly sounding like an architect.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so let's move on. So in SPJIMR, they normally give a very detailed questionnaire, you can say, form, which is like a questionnaire.
Yes,
So,
sir.
and they make you fill probably two
Yes.
forms.
Yes, sir.
So tell more about it and what should you keep in mind while filling it?
Yes, sir. So there were 2 forms. First one was supposed to be filled before CAT exam. So that form consisted of everything related to me, my father, my family background, myself. So in terms of achievements, extracurricular activities, my scores throughout my undergraduation, before that also 10, 12 score as you asked. So these were major things that
Okay.
were asked. And the second form was where the interview part involved. That form was released after my CAT score. That form was released for the people who are eligible to apply for SPJIMR.
Okay.
So in that form, they asked, so there was one question which was very simple. Write 10 random statements, whatever you feel like. 10 random statements, and each statement cannot be greater than 10 words.
Okay.
So it was really difficult to think of what to write. So one of the example that I want to give was, I wrote, I enjoy playing poker with my friends. This was a simple statement, but this was highlighted in my interview also. So they asked questions related to this afterwards. So this was a form where they wanted to know me, how my psychology works. So this was the second form.
And what did mentors here at CH EdgeMakers suggest you regarding these forms?
So I believe Sandeep sir really helped me a lot throughout the form process, and he was the one he was first of all very clear. Be honest about it. You don't have to lie about anything. Write only things that you enjoy, or write only things that you want to highlight. So I did. Basically, I drafted my own drafts for all the questionnaire, and he was the one who helped me throughout refining the process. So Sandeep sir and all the mentors really helped me throughout this process.
Okay, great. So what is there is we should actually fill the form pretty well, because there are questions based on that form later.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's come to the D-Day, the day on which your interview process took place. So
Yes, sir.
when was it? How was it? How it started?
So there were basically slots open. So SPJIMR has a completely different interview slot booking session, because other colleges like IIMs don't give you option to book a slot. They directly give you a date.
Okay.
So SPJIMR had that option to select a slot. So in Mumbai there were two different slots. One was end of January to start of Feb, and other was end of February, last week of Feb basically. So I opted for last week of Feb because I was packed through my Feb first week with other interviews as well. So that was a plus point where SPJIMR helped me to select a slot on my own. So coming to the D-Day on 21st of Feb, my interview was there. So I entered the campus, and we have hourly slot booking. So I opted for 10:30 to 11:30 slot.
Okay.
So 10:30 I entered the campus, and we were supposed to sit in the auditorium. Then I think so I waited for max 10 to 15 minutes. There were snacks over there, and someone came, a senior came, and he asked us to move to VAT, where we were supposed to write the VAT and VAT room. So by that time we were already distributed to groups.
Okay.
We were already told that you are assigned to, let's say, 10th group, 8th group, 6th group, whatever. So my group was 9th, and I already knew who all were with me in the first interview round. So SPJIMR has a group interview session, as you might have heard of. So both the rounds were group interview on the same day itself. So after my VAT was, I think so VAT was where I handled pretty well, because it was related to physical fitness and mental well-being.
Okay.
So
The topic was related to
that. That more of physical activity will lead to better mental well-being. So I believe that was a topic where my forte was, because I am into physical activities, and I believe that was true. So I wrote in favor of that topic.
And how much time was given?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. And probably
Exactly 15 minutes.
Exactly.
They stopped the timer after that, and we were not supposed to turn the sheet before they tell us to stop.
Okay.
That's it.
So probably roughly 200 to 250 words.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
There was a fixed sheet. We cannot go beyond that. So it's pretty much that way.
Okay.
So after that, we were supposed to sit outside a room where our interview was supposed to happen. So that's where I met the remaining 4 people in my panel. So I had a conversation with them. They were pretty chill about it. Everyone was very friendly. So we talked to each other so that we can know more about each other. After that, we entered the room. Now this is where I got scared a little, but that's normal, I guess. So we entered the room. 3 panelists were sitting over there. They asked us to sit.
All were professors or any?
One of them was alumni. The rest 2 were professor. One of them was marketing head, as they also introduced themselves.
Okay.
So they told about what they are doing, what they are currently are looking after. So that's what they were doing. Then one of the panelists started off with the process.
With 5 of you.
With the 5 process. So he asked us to introduce ourselves. Then all of us gave our introduction. I was the 5th person sitting in the panel and for all of the 5. Then he again started with the first person, and everyone note whatever they thought was interesting out of our introduction.
Okay.
So they can talk about that later. So that's where it started, and first panelist asked a question to everyone. It came to me. I mentioned that I completed entrepreneurship in my bachelor's. So the question came that if I have to sell a pen, how will I, if I have to create a new pen, or if I have to go after that, then how will I plan it out? So I explained things about business plan as it was taught to me. So I explained things about business plan, what all I'm going to look after if I'm planning to launch a new product. So a very funny thing happened. So I had a pen with me. I took that pen out and I gave an example. See, if this is the pen, I'll plan out everything related to this to showcase or give an example. Now, after that panelist, the next panelist asked me directly, sell me this pen. So I believe I led it towards that because I took that pen out. So the question came to sell me this pen. So now I was really panicking and I was really confused what to do now. Then I highlighted all the qualities, I highlighted everything about the pen. I told how I can sell this pen. They were not convinced at all. They were not at all convinced. They told me that I have a better pen and I'm not gonna take your pen. I have everything, I don't need it and everything. Then it ended. Next panelist asked everyone a question but not me.
Yeah.
I thought I'm not getting selected because I didn't sell the pen. So next panelist asked everyone a question. Alumni also asked everyone a question but not me. Then after that, the panelist asked me a question: who will I reject out of the remaining 4? And he told me that he doesn't want a reason, just a word, just a name. So first of all, I thought, because I can't straight up give an answer that he should be or she should be rejected. So I randomly told a name. There was no reason behind it. But the last answer was not very appropriate according to me. So that's why I pointed her name.
Okay.
Then he asked her to pick someone out of the remaining 4 who should be rejected. So she didn't select me, someone else. And this process went on for once or twice. And we were supposed to leave after that. The moment 5 of us left the room, we were just thinking there was other guy who's gonna get selected, and I was thinking that I'm gonna get rejected right after my first interview. I was really nervous after that because of the sell me this pen question. And that's when we were supposed to go to a waiting area where all the other candidates were also waiting for their results. For after group 1, they almost reject 50% of the crowd. And after that, the remaining 50 are sent to the group 2 round.
So we were supposed to wait for our first round's result at the waiting area. That's where I met 𝗪𝗁𝗁, who also is in SP.
Yes, he completed his preparation from CH EdgeMakers only.
Yes. So he told me to just relax and be comfortable and not worry about anything. So that's when I went for a bite. And came back. The results were announced. I was very nervous. So the results were announced they asked everyone from the group to come to them, and they pointed out who all were rejected. And surprisingly, the person announced that everyone from our group was selected. And all of us were in shock. What was the criteria? Even we were not aware about exactly. So after that, we were again redistributed to different groups. And went to the next room. That was our ethical round. So this is where I was really well prepared how to answer as taught at CH EdgeMaker. So ethical round was where you have to just be ethically right. It's not right or wrong, it's ethically right or wrong. So we again waited outside the room, and now there were 3 panelists again, and again I was the 5th person sitting in the row. So now there was no sequence like who should go first. They asked a question and anyone can opt to go first. So the first question was, tell us something that is not at all mentioned in any of your form or in your introduction either. So tell us something that is new or which is not aware that
this is a very common question of SPJIMR. Even last year they have asked this question. So what we always suggest that you should always carry some things. You should have some aces up your sleeve that you can use there.
Yes.
Great, please.
So
what did you say about it, rather, in this?
I told them that I try to follow Unodari, a concept which is related to my religion as well, Jainism. And this is a concept to not completely fill your stomach. This is to stop yourself at half. So this is related to health perspective, is related to your mental control, and that's what I introduced. So this was very catchy and this was very different. So everyone told something. The second question came out to be, according to us, what is success? Like success is led through what? So according to them, they gave a definition that success equals to hard work plus talent plus luck. These 3 were the things that they pointed out. They asked us to give a ratio, percentage of what do you think is actual percentage in success, and if there is anything that needs to be added to the definition, then they can correct. Again, I was the one who pointed out that I should start. So I started off with, according to me, success is exactly what the ma'am referred to: hard work, talent and luck. I didn't give luck a lot of percentage. I allotted only 5% to luck and rest 95%, which is 47.5 to hard work and talent. Remaining people tried to introduce new things to the definition, but they were cross-questioned by the faculty, by the teachers, that if this is introduced, then what are the repercussions? One of them told that luck holds 50% of the weightage. So the cross question was, so do you think, are you here because of the luck, not because of talent and hard work, which was a very difficult question to answer at that moment. So that's where I think I defined the definition right, and this was a little stretched towards, because I think so I gave a right answer. That's why I wasn't cross questioned, and everyone other than me was cross questioned. And there was one last question that came out to be, there was a situational question. So the situation was, so basically SPJIMR doesn't have that time bound. That was removed recently only. Now what happened was, after that, students came who were pretty drunk to the campus, which was wrong. So now, according to the faculty, they have lost the right to argue or to bargain, because student asked that the time boundary should be extended. So what should be done after that? Again, I was the one who started off with answering the question. So I pointed out that I knew this was an ethical question. It was not about right or wrong, it was about ethically. So I pointed out that it was something that a whole group did. So the punishment should be to the group itself, not to the person who was drunk or who was not drunk. So I pointed out that the students have lost the right to argue after that. So it should continue with what faculty wants to do, not with again a bargaining session with students, while the remaining student tried to defend the people who are not involved in this practice.
Okay.
So this was the difference in my answer and the remaining students. Again, there was no backfire or questions related to my answer, and rest people were cross questioning. One last thing.
Probably the understanding of ethics played a part here.
Exactly, and that's where there were a lot of sessions at CH EdgeMaker itself to tell us what ethical question and ethical question, how that can be answered. So that really helped. And last question was that poker question. So they asked me like, so do I gamble? So that's where I had to defend that just because I like to play poker with my friends doesn't mean I'm a gambler, or doesn't mean that I'm addicted to play with money. So that's where I tried to relate with fun. I tried to relate with how poker had helped me read people. So that's how I played across that question, and that was the end of that session. And we exit. There were a cup given to all of us who were a part of second round.
Okay.
And that's my experience with SPJIMR, and it was really a different experience compared to all the IIMs.
Yeah.
Because
there they have an interview. Here you have a group interaction.
Group discussion also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how this experience is different from those experiences of interviews at different times?
Okay. This was first of all divided into 2 slots, 2 interviews.
Okay.
Secondly, a one-to-one interview experience is a completely different experience, because in group interview you have to listen to other people as well. There were cases where you are supposed to answer or continue with the answer with what other person says. So that's a challenging part. So you have to be active listener while think of what you have to answer.
Great.
Compared to a one-to-one interview where you have to just answer what is supposed to, what's fired at you.
Wonderfully good. So that's it. I think we had a great interaction with you. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you so much, sir.
So guys, I feel you must have learned, you must have understood the interview process at SPJIMR. Thank you so much.